Hello creators, welcome back to another video. Today we are hopping with the creators blog hop, and this month's theme is floral. I am making my Mother's Day card for my mom, and she really likes purple, so I'm incorporating that heavily into this design. I'm starting with a standard card base out of Whisper White cardstock. To see the materials and measurements for everything on this card, you can visit my blog, MKre8tions.com. To get started, I used my 1.5 inch circle punch to punch out a piece of vellum. I also have a piece of that beautiful painted Poppies designer series paper, and that's going to be the showcase on this card today. I'm using this thick baker's twine in the 3-pack that is retiring, and this color just so happens to be Rich Razzleberry, which I am using because it coordinates with the colors in this designer series paper. I'm taking some snail adhesive and I'm putting it all over one side of that circle vellum that I punched out. Then I'm going to use that thick twine and I'm going to start in the middle and roll it around and coil it up on itself, sticking it down to the vellum as I go. This is going to give me a beautiful medallion type accent that I can use as the focal point of my card. At the time I filmed this video, all of the materials that I am using today are still in stock, but you might want to hurry if you see anything that you can't live without because it is while supplies last, and we are coming to the end of the current annual catalog as well as mini catalog in June. Once I have that all ready, I'm going to take my snips, cut off that twine, and I'm using the liquid adhesive to glue down the end. After I do that, I'm going to take some scissors and I'm just going to hold it down in place to make sure that it sets for a little bit. Next up, I'm going to stamp the 2 words Mother's and Day from the A Wish for Everything stamp set onto a scrap of Whisper White cardstock. I'm also going to stamp the word Happy in my Memento ink on that scrap as well. I'm going to fussy cut these out so that I can place them on my card. If you're curious about what my family and I get up to in our spare time, I do have a vlogging channel. The link is in the description box below if you want to head over there and hit subscribe and say hello. Using the liquid adhesive, I'm going to adhere my piece of designer series paper down to the front of my card base. And then I'm going to take some scissors and trim around my medallion coil just to get the extra vellum off. I'm using some of the beautiful crinkled seam binding ribbon in Whisper White, and I'm just going to run that across the middle of the card. I'm going to adhere it to the inside of the card base, and I'll be using some card mats to hide the ends of this ribbon. I dug around through my paper scraps and found these basic gray pieces of cardstock that were about the correct size for a card mat. They might be a little short, but for the inside of the card, I'm not going to worry about that. I am gluing one to the top and bottom, and then I'm also going to glue an extra piece of Whisper White to the bottom so that I have a place to write my sentiment on the inside. Next up, I am playing with the placement, trying to figure out exactly where I want to put all of my pieces. I usually move things around quite a few times before I settle on something, and I really liked the way that it looked with everything gathered in the middle. I still felt something was missing. I wanted to add something behind this coiled medallion, so I got an idea to use my seam binding ribbon to kind of make this middle medallion look almost like a daisy. So I took the ribbon and just kind of overlapped it on itself and made a whole bunch of loops. I stuck this down with snail adhesive on the back of the vellum, And then I punched out another vellum circle and I adhered that to the back once I was done with the ribbon so that it held everything in place. I popped up my daisy medallion with some dimensionals, and then I glued down the words Mothers and Day with some mini glue dots. And to finish this card, I took my liquid adhesive and I just sprinkled a few dots here and there all around the card base so that I could add the beautiful sequins from the Poppies sequins. And this card is complete. I did make another version with some scrap cardstock that I had on hand, and I really liked how it turned out. If you'd like to see a video on that, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and let me know what you thought of this project today. You can find all of the materials and measurements on my blog at MKre8tions.com, and you can follow me online with the handle at MKre8tions. Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!